Decoding Learning Differences with Kimberlyn Lavelle, and this episode is Positive Mindset with Sherrika Myers. So, in this episode, we are talking about positive mindset. Sherrika is a lot of things. I'm going to let her introduce herself at the beginning of our interview, and she's going to tell you a lot about a lot of things that she has been up to and is doing. It all kind of started with stuttering, but it's expanded into helping all kids with all struggles. And there's a lot of free resources in there. So I'm excited for you to learn a lot about this. Definitely check out the show notes for some links and enjoy. Welcome to the podcast, Sherrika. It is so nice to have you on. I'm excited to hear about all that you have going on. To start with, I would love for you to just introduce yourself to the audience and let them know more about you.
Hi, my name is Sherrika Myers, and I am the founder and executive director of a nonprofit called Everyone Voice Matters. I'm also a children's book author. I'm the creator of the Little Herbie anti-bullying mascot. I am creator of the Little Herbie animated series and the Little Herbie affirmation doll. I'm also a certified Eric Thomas national speaker, a youth coach, and a family coach as well.
Wow, I knew about half of that, and there was some extra that got added on. You got a lot going on. That is so awesome.
Yes.
All right. So I kind of want you to tell us a little bit more about almost all of that. So I don't know which one makes more sense or which one came first, maybe. Tell us a little bit more about your story, maybe, about
Beginning.
how you got started and all these things you're doing.
Okay, yes. Well, actually, I started my nonprofit, Everyone Voice Matters, because I grew up with a speech impediment called stuttering. And for those who don't know what stuttering is when you know what you want to say, but you just can't say it. I mean, I used to try my best to say a word. I mean, I will open up my mouth, nothing will come out. I would be blinking my eyes. People would look at me like I was crazy. I actually felt crazy. And because of that, I had low self-esteem. I lacked self-confidence. I actually used to have some of my siblings actually speak for me. And over the years, even when I learned how to speak at a normal pace on the outside, it looked like I was fine. You know, I was going through life just doing the bare minimum. But on the inside, when you are laughed at and teased for so long as a child, it actually stays with you. And so that actually stayed with me throughout my life. So again, I went through life doing the bare minimum. And I thought I actually would be able to continue just going through life, hoping that no one ever even really realized that the inside of me was actually broken. When you are a mother, you always pray that your kids don't go through the same things that you go through, right? So I gave birth to two kids, and my prayer was always that neither one of them stuttered because I allowed that to hinder me. So I had two kids and neither one of them stuttered. Fast forward later, I had my first grandson. His name is Lil Herbert. And so as he started to grow, I noticed that he used to do the same thing I used to do. I used to hit on my leg, whenever I would try to pronounce my words, I would open my mouth, and I noticed he used to do the same thing. So I used to watch him. I say, okay, well, hopefully he'll grow out of it. Maybe he's just doing that because he's learning how to talk, right? But roughly when he was about 5 years old, I noticed he was trying to say something and he just stopped and said, Granny, I can't say it. And at that time when he said it, I knew exactly how he felt. I felt like I was looking in the mirror at myself. So I told him, I said, yes, you can slow down, take your time, I'll wait. So after he said what he had to say, I looked at him and I said, listen, don't ever say that you can't do anything. But I walked off and I just cried. I cried because I knew the feeling that he felt when he was trying to say something, just couldn't say it. But I was saying to myself, how could I tell a 5-year-old at that time? I was in my 30s. How could I tell a 5-year-old that he can become anything in life when I was just still doing my bare minimum? that's when I realized that I need to do more. I went back to school, I got my degree, and that's when I formed my nonprofit, Everyone Voice Matters.
Beautiful. Thank you for that story. That is such a great introduction into kind of where you're coming from and your background. And I love that message. So what exactly is Everyone Voice Matters?
Everyone Voice Matters is a nonprofit that help at-risk youth and their families tackle different barriers that hinders them from becoming the best version of themselves through the power of storytelling, positive mindset, mentorship, and community outreach.
Okay. Um, so does that include like direct like speech services to work on stuttering, or is it
Well, it includes, well, my the main issue, the main meat of my program is positive mindset, because I realize that it doesn't matter whether stuttering or rather you dealing with something else. Everything starts with your mindset. Because even when I learned how to speak at a normal pace, which I learned how to speak at a normal pace through reading out loud, I still had low self-esteem inside. So everything I did through life, I did the bare minimum. So even though I was speaking at a normal pace, I wasn't living my full potential. So I wanted to create a nonprofit that dealt with speech impediment, but also help children deal with whatever type of challenges that they're actually dealing with. So I want to create a nonprofit that really deals with mindset development, positive mindset, and that's why I created Everyone Voice Matters. So we do mentorship. I have a Little Herbie series book collection that's geared towards social emotional learning, teaching kids the importance of having empathy for others, building self-esteem, self-love. I created my very own animated series, and on YouTube, kids can log on and we have videos for social emotional learning, diversity, equity, inclusion, fin- financial literacy, anti-bullying. I also have a coaching program where so that we go inside schools and we have each program like 5 weeks, teaching kids about different positive mindset development. I do school assemblies, so we do, it's not just one particular thing that we actually do, but the meet up everything is helping kids and families develop positive mindset.
I love that. Because yeah, regardless of whatever challenges you're having
Hmm.
that positive mindset makes all the difference. I mean,
Correct.
for a long time I was a special ed teacher and I would see such a difference in the kids who believed that they could overcome and they would
Correct.
put in the work and they would get better and they would just soar. And then the kids who had all these stories that they were telling themselves and all this negative self-talk, it was a lot harder to get them to make progress.
Correct.
So yeah,
Correct. And I always tell kids the best words that you can hear are the words that you tell yourself. So I actually coach them on the fact of speaking positive affirmations to themselves daily. And that's when I created my own, I just recently came out with a little Herbie affirmation doll as well. So yes.
so what makes it an affirmation doll?
Because it has, and when you hit one hand, it speaks over 32 positive affirmations to kids. And then the other hand, the kids can record their own positive affirmation to themselves and play it back, or their parent can also record a positive affirmation for them, or just some positive words so that they can play it back as well.
That's so sweet. I like the that it can be customized, but it also comes with all of the affirmations to begin with.
Correct.
That's so sweet. Um, I love that. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're doing so much and you have so many resources, which is awesome that some of it's like even on YouTube that people can go check out right away.
Yeah, because I
Uh,
want to create tools that kids can use both in and outside the classroom to become successful.
yeah, yeah, and and I mean, I feel like at this point, sometimes books are harder for people to access than the internet and YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's great that all of these resources exist. Like I always love books and I get so excited about books,
Hmm.
but I also know that for so many kids, it's the videos that speak to them more. And also, like I said, just finding the books can be hard. I mean,
Yeah.
not just your book, but any particular book or book
Yeah,
can be
just any
hard to
books. I
find.
mean, and what you're saying is true because that's why I created the animated series because in the videos they can actually see what's taking place based off when we said like self-talk, things like that, self-esteem, self-confidence, even anger management. It shows examples of them. So some kids, even if they can't really comprehend exactly what's going on, they can still see the video and kind of follow along with it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody comprehends differently, and a lot of
Correct.
kids definitely benefit from being able to see it. Yeah,
Yes.
I've seen that. Um, I love that. I'm trying to think. Okay, so we have Everyone Voice Matters. Is that like all over the US or is it in a specific city?
No, I'm statewide. I actually travel and to different states and do school assemblies, my books as well, and of course my animated series on YouTube as well. So no, I just don't I'm here in South Carolina, but I actually travel.
Okay.
Mhm.
But the Everyone Voice Matters, like that mentoring and all of that, is that local to South Carolina?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
The mentorship program is actually here because we have local mentors. We have mayors, we have senators, state representatives, firemen, all of several different positive role models for kids as well.
That's so great. That's awesome. I'd love to see that grow everywhere, but that's a lot to
Yes.
try to manage too. But I love that at least all of your other stuff is available for everyone nationwide.
Yes.
Um, what would you say like your mission is or your goal is for all of these things you're creating?
That my mission, see, I grew up, like I said, I had a speech impediment, but I had so many other challenges. I grew up in a single family household. We didn't have all the things that other kids had. Um, I was pregnant early, at the age of 16. I became a teenage mom. I became a single teenage mom after my son's father was killed as well. So I face so many challenges. My goal is to let children or at-risk youth or people that have so many different challenges that they face to not allow your past or things that happen in your past to to stop you. You know, I can say it was times I didn't know how I was going to get through the day. I didn't, even growing up from from a kid. And I know how much a positive mindset can help you change the direction that you choose to go in life. So my message is the kids and families that it don't matter what no one else say, no one else think. Um, the voice that matters is yours. Um, the best things that you can hear is words you tell to yourself and believe in yourself. Realize that everybody makes mistakes, but you just pick yourself up and keep going. And that's the whole meat of Everyone Voice Matters. Because people go through so many challenges in life, and sometimes people don't know how to pull themselves back up or how to face different challenges from being embarrassed or shame. But I want them to know that their voice matters. It doesn't matter what challenges that they may go through, that their voice still matters.
Yeah, right. That's beautiful. And you're right that it's setting kids up for success in life that no matter what comes their way, because I see that all the time where a child might never experience any adversity and then suddenly something happens and they're paralyzed. They don't, I mean, like figuratively, they don't know what to
Yeah.
do and they feel stuck.
I
And
see
then
that
they
a
get
whole
into
lot.
depression and all sorts of things. And it, so yeah, everything you're saying is,
Yeah.
yeah.
I see that a whole lot. And that's why I believe that it's important to start a child off early with learning how to build self-esteem, positive self-talk, because as they grow, it will be harder for anyone to influence them. And also they would know how to pull themselves out of certain situations when they come to that speed bump, or when they come to something that's, like something that they have never faced before. So I believe in, when you instill those values in a child early on in life. I mean, because one day we all going to face something,
Hmm.
but if they learn it when they're young, when they get to it, they would know how to face it. I mean, I have dealt with, I mean, some people who have been on the brink of suicide. I mean, so you have to, people, like, we go through school, we learn English and math and everything. Well, when I was growing up, we learned English and math, social studies and science. No one put no one made us learn social skills. No, and that's one of the main skills that everyone needs. I mean, everybody, from kids to adults, because we can learn math and English, but if we don't know how to deal with adversity, we don't know how to um, separate ourselves from situations, if we don't know how to choose the right company, I mean, that can send a child down the wrong path. So I strongly believe in teaching kids social skills at at a young age, so that when they face adversity, they would know how to deal with it.
Yeah. I love that. I was just recently telling one of my kids that I felt like I didn't know how to overcome my own fear of things and my own anxieties until I was in my 20s. And it held me back from things. It made me not want to try new things. It made me like if I wasn't sure I was going to be successful or it wasn't going to be easy, then I didn't want to do it. And then I missed out on a lot of opportunities because I was afraid of what would happen. So it is it is so important for everyone. Like there's no one who is going to go through all of life without facing adversity
No,
at some point,
yeah.
and having that setup is so beautiful. I love that.
I
Uh,
mean, because I suffered with a speech impediment, and no one took, even when I learned how to speak at a normal pace, you know, inside, just like you say yourself, it's certain things. I was always the person who was pushing other people because I never wanted to be up front. But even when I was speaking at a normal pace, for some reason, I always still felt like people was laughing at me. And then when I was getting in trouble in school, nobody took the time to really figure out, well, what is really wrong. So I mean, that can hinder people throughout their life. Look, I was in my 30s, and it was a 5-year-old little boy, my grandson, when I saw him going through it. And as a mother and as a grandmother, you don't want them to actually go through life like you did. So when I saw him going through it, so people always say that adults teach kids. A 5-year-old, I saw what he was facing, and I knew what it actually felt like. I knew what it still felt like at 30. So, I mean, a 5-year-old taught me. So trust me, I mean, your mind, how you feel about yourself, that can stop you from really becoming the best version of yourself.
yeah, absolutely. Do you mind sharing how is your grandson doing now?
Oh, he's doing fine. He's 13 now. He's
Sorry.
13. He's 13 now. But he at first, um, he didn't understand it. He didn't like to really talk that much. And then that day, I could tell just how frustrated he was. But but I had to teach him. how to be okay with his own voice, and I always tell him people are everybody is created differently, but we're all still special and unique in our own way. But he does much better. He does much better with his speaking. I
And
always
his
tell him when he get
confidence.
mad. Even me, when I get mad, I still can't talk. But when he get mad, he can't talk either.
Understandable. I think a lot of us have that problem.
Yes.
But in general, he's got a lot of good self-confidence
Oh
and
yes,
everything.
yes, yes, yes.
Is he able to enjoy the book series and animated series and all of that you've
Oh
created?
yes. Oh yes. I mean, because he was right there next with me. And my book series, even though he's the main character, well, his name is the main character, but the little Herbie, people don't realize the real little Herbie is the child that been inside of me for so long. And I decided to birth him. But I name him after my grandson because he's the one that inspired me. But he had read the book series, the animated series, and I have the physical mascot that I take out to the schools with me. So he's been with me through the whole journey. So yes.
I love that. That's so sweet. And I feel like it's also got to be like seems like it would feel so special to be him and to know that he is the reason for all of this and
Yeah.
for everything you're doing to make the whole world a better place. Like it started with wanting things to be better for him, and that's
Yeah.
so beautiful. I
Yeah.
hope if not
Yeah.
now, then at some point he
At
fully
some
feels
point.
the specialness.
I think as when he get old, I mean, because to him it's normal
Right.
to him because like I say, he's been, he see his well, he called me granny. He see his granny creating this. He's been with me through the whole process. So to him, it's like it's normal. That's just like when I bring the mascot to school and he's like, everybody go crazy when they see it, but he's like, that's Granny. That's that's but to him it's no. But I guess as he gets older, he realized. But right now he's just used to it because he's always been around.
Yeah. Most kids don't get books written with them as the main character, or at least they're like, they aren't
Yeah,
inspiring an animated series and all of this stuff. Like that's really cool and special for him. So hopefully it's even if like because I feel like he's at an age where most kids won't admit like how much they like it.
yeah, and
But
I
I
think I
but they
think
like
so.
feel it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think so. Maybe when I'm not around, he like boasts, but when I'm around, he don't want me to really know he's really boasting. He's like, oh, that's nothing, Grady. That's nothing. But maybe when I'm not around, because I mean, it's very popular here. It's very popular. He knows as in other states as well. So maybe he just don't do it around me, right?
Yeah. 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 He doesn't want you to feel too big. So he's
Yeah,
like he's trying
yeah,
to keep everybody humble.
yeah,
He's probably
exactly.
really glowing inside. Yeah, that's so beautiful. All right. So where can everybody I know, let's see. Everyone can find out about you. I'm gonna put the link down below. You have everyonevoicematters.org, and the Lil Irby series.org,
Yes, on YouTube. Yeah, yeah. I have
and
two
YouTube.
websites. Look, yeah. I
Okay.
have the LilHerbieSeries.org. I have the EveryoneVoiceMatters.org. And then we have the Lil Herbie series on YouTube. And of course, Facebook, Instagram, Everyone Voice, every Lil Herbie series. I mean, they can put a Lil Herbie affirmation doll. They can put in all of that and they can find me across social media, across Google, however.
Yeah.
But really, all of my services, if if they want to know about our services, our books, our mentor program, our coaching program, they can visit our website at everyonevoicematters.org.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, hopefully a lot of people look at that and they reach out for you to come to their school and do some presentations as well as just using it at home for their own kids. The book, the doll, the series, all of it. It's so
Yes,
great.
thank
Well,
you.
Thank you so much for being on, Sherrika. Is there any last words or message or anything that you want to leave everybody with?
Just like I always say, the best words that you can hear are the words that you say to yourself. So make sure that your words are positive, positive words. You become whatever that you believe.
I love it. So true. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.